India number 9.
It was just yesterday when Headlines Today showed you the struggles that Indian hockey's latest hero Yuvraj Valmiki went through. The incredible journey of a 21-year-old from Mumbai Shanties to the national hockey team, and stardom after scoring the crucial goal that won India the trophy. But all that Valmiki and the others, his teammates, got from Hockey India was a meager 25,000 rupees. But Yuvraj Valmiki's efforts haven't gone unnoticed. The Maharashtra government has announced an award of 10 lakh rupees for the young Mumbaikar who has lent new hope to the national sport. But champions let down by Hockey India recognized by the states. Just how long will hockey get the stick? I'm Aditya Ravi Shankar, and I will be joined by a voice who knows how India's national sport is played and also run. First up, a quick check of the headlines. Leads in Delhi blast probe from Jammu and Kashmir. 2 men have been arrested in Kishtwar for sending terror mails. Sources reveal a Huji module behind the blast is also busted. After denying a visa to Narendra Modi, the United States does a rethink on the Gujarat Chief Minister. Congressional report says Modi is a prime candidate for the Prime Minister's post, calls Gujarat a model of good governance.
In fact, the Bharatiya Janata Party feels that the Supreme Court verdict or the direction given is another victory for Mr. Modi.
Cash for vote scam accused Amar Singh continues to be in luxury while in custody. The politician is shifted to a VIP ward in Delhi's AIIMS. Tihar jail authorities defend his hospitalization. Team Anna member Prashant Bhushan replies to the privilege motion over his jibe at politicians, tells parliamentarians not to stifle the right to free speech. State governments come out with cash bonanza for Asian champions after Hockey India's paltry incentive sparks uproar. Players reject a humiliating 25,000 rupee reward. And the release of the Shahid Sonam starrer Mausam is postponed. Pankaj Kapoor's directorial debut is withdrawn from the Toronto Film Festival after delay in NOC from the Indian Air Force. Right, straight on to our top story now. After the outrage over Hockey India's meager incentives to the victorious hockey players, state governments are now showing the way. The Punjab and Maharashtra governments have all announced big cash rewards for the players. Now, while Punjab Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Singh Badal has announced 25 lakhs for the entire team, the Maharashtra government is giving 10 lakh rupees to Yuvraj Valmiki, a player from the state. Now, the players, in fact, earlier rejected the 25,000 rupees given by Hockey India. That didn't seem to budge Sports Minister Ajay Markan, though. He said enough money had been spent on the Indian hockey team's training. Now, after announcing the largesse, the Punjab Deputy Chief Minister said that the centre should apologise for the shabby treatment of the players after their big win. The Union Sports Ministry as well has announced a cash reward of 1.5 lakh rupees each for the 17-member squad. Now, Sports Minister Ajay Markan revealed that a cash-strapped Hockey India had approached the centre to reward the players earlier.
Ministry has a system of giving cash awards for the various tournaments. That is for the Olympics and Asian Games, Commonwealth Games and the World Championships or others. The minister should have announced it immediately at that time instead of announcing it later on and then giving it there. That had he done it so, the position would not have been look as ridiculous as it looked now. And easily he could say so that so much money is to be given, 1.5 lakhs or so for each player for the World Championship, which is for all the games or so. And hockey is our game, and already so much controversy is going on. That was not proper.
Right. Mr. Malhotra, do you think that there was a discriminatory policy in the way with which the ministry deals with cricket and it deals with hockey?
I would like to say that because ministry doesn't give any money to the cricket. Cricket money is given by either the state governments or the BBCI because they have a lot of money.
But
So,
as a country, do you think that we are more discriminatory when it comes to the sport as in
naturally,
general?
I'm saying all other sports are all there, and even the state governments. Look at the way the Delhi government announced 1 crore of rupees for each one for the cricketers, and they never announce any money for the other games or so. So this they just in the sunlight they just like to take the credit for that and just announce it because the cricket gets much more publicity. Various state governments are also doing the same.
Right.
So
Mr. Malhotra, in your view, what can be done now to salvage the situation and to motivate the team?
Government and federations should once again sit together and find out a way, because many a time the state government gives the player of his state about 10 lakhs of rupees or 20 lakhs of rupees. The other boy who is from other state, he doesn't get anything at all. So that also creates a heartburning, and people want to go to the states where the state governments are more liberal. So this sort of, instead of having discriminatory from the state to state, it would be better if some standard prices are considered.
V.K. Malhotra, acting chief of the IOA, they're speaking to my colleague Rukmini earlier. I want to bring in Ashar Khan now, my colleague who's been tracking developments. Ashar, it's a very bizarre situation. This, as far as the players are concerned, they did their bid. They went on, won the tournament. When they come back, one of them is being given 10 lakh rupees by his state government. The others have to, go on and say, we don't want your money. The 25,000 just is, more disrespect than, giving us a reward. How is the situation now playing out? Right, well, we'll get a word in from Ashar Khan in just a moment. We're joined by Jagbir Singh, former Indian captain and also coach of the Indian hockey team. Sir, pleasure to have you here. Unfortunately, it's very, strange circumstances. How do you see the situation? Very embarrassing as far as the players are concerned first.
It has been very embarrassing for quite many years now together. It's not that things have changed now. See, the players for sure deserve much more. They are the national heroes. But the ministry has to take a call, very, very important call, that who's going to run the show in India? Who's going to be responsible for hockey affairs in India? FIH has taken the Champions Trophy away. They've given a clear signal of 1 month. Now, what are we expecting? Are we expecting the Olympic qualifiers to be taken away as well? Now, this is a situation where somebody has to take a stand and decide who's going to run the show. And once you decide that, money would start coming automatically. There are a lot of sponsors queued up to sponsor Indian hockey.
In fact, Mr. Singh, you're pointing towards the bigger picture, isn't it? Because when you look at, hosting these, big scale, big ticket events, these prestigious events, that's one thing where most certainly the government should step in. But this is perhaps a minor incident. I mean, this is players coming in. This is no big, event that you have to organize. You have to show some kind of respect to champions who've come out there, Asian champions now, that beating Pakistan a thriller in the final. What more could one ask for? This is not organizing a large scale event. This is only rewarding players for what they've achieved.
Exactly. See, especially after beating Pakistan, not once, twice. You played Pakistan twice, and that also beating them in an exciting penalty shootout, which happened for the first time. An inaugural Asian Champions Trophy. I believe Asian Champions Trophy is even a tougher competition than the Asian Games, because Asian Games has only 12 teams, weaker sides as well, but 6 teams in Asian Champions Trophy are the best teams. Players have to understand, you have to understand that if you value your players, the sport will be valued more by the youngsters.
Okay, from a player's perspective, sir, when you look at what's really happening today, on one hand, you have the ministry first say, we spent enough money on training and other such things. They go ahead and give them 25,000 rupees after prodding 1.5 lakhs. But there's another problem as well. One player in that team is being given 10 lakh rupees, by his state government. Isn't that also going to create some kind of confusion, some kind of rift? Say, I mean, this is the same team, same players doing the same bit, but one guy gets awarded more than the others.
But thankfully, at least one state government has come forward and helped the one who needs the most. The other state governments should come forward as well. There were a lot of declarations during the earlier events also, but none of the state governments finally paid. If he's been paid 10 lakhs, please ensure that he gets a flat as well. He's been staying in very pathetic conditions. So are the other players. Imagine there have been past players who have brought glory to the country but have been living in very poor conditions. The government or the ministry has to support them as well. If we build 800 crore stadium, 80 crore stadium, where does that money go to the players? At least there should be some streamlines. There should be some guidelines. Okay, this is an amount a player would get once he reaches at this level. This is an amount he would get once he reaches on the upper level or higher level. Some motivational factors have to be there apart from only participating for your nation.
Absolutely, and it's not just motivation. I'm sure, Mr. Singh, you'll agree. You know, it's also about survival. I mean, this is a player representing India at the highest level, and he, at the end of the day, with 25,000 rupees, won't be able to last a month, let alone, you know, live a life of luxury, as it were, say, compared to a cricketer. Want to hang on to you for just a moment. Want to also play out the reaction which came from Ajay Maken, Sports Minister, what he said to this entire episode, his views on it. Listen in.
Today, I have called all of you to
Please keep quiet.
clarify a small thing which I think unnecessarily has become or snowballed into a big controversy. There is a government scheme of the Sports Ministry which provides for cash awards to various medal winners in international events. And this is a scheme which is there in existence even before I took over as sports minister. And a number of times in Parliament, while answering to various starred and unstarred questions, I have made a mention of this scheme. And through this scheme, I would like to tell all of you that in the past 3 years, we have distributed 48.14 crore rupees as cash awards to different players who have won gold, silver or bronze medals in international events. And this 48.14 crore rupees, I am saying, does not include cricket. So minus cricket, for all the other sports, the Government of India, the Sports Ministry has distributed 48.14 crore rupees through the scheme which we already have in our ministry. And in this scheme, we have 4 different categories on the basis of which the cash awards are given to different players. The first is Asian and Commonwealth Games, then the Olympic Games, World Championship, and then the 4th one is Asian and Commonwealth Championship. Our hockey team, which has made all of us feel proud after winning Asian Championship, falls in the 4th category. And for all these categories, we have different set of awards. Like for Olympic Games, an individual winning a gold medal gets 50 lakh rupees. And a team winning gold medal gets 25 lakh rupees for each player. Similarly, for Asian and Commonwealth Games, an individual winning a gold medal gets 20 lakh rupees and anyone in the team gets 10 lakh rupees.
The sports minister there presenting his side of the argument, you know, quoting lots of numbers as well. Jagbir Singh, you've been one of India's most decorated players. You've seen how the coaching, aspect of the team works. How do you see this, moving ahead? What is the solution to this problem? Because at the end of the day, a player performing for India, the national sport, hockey, certainly deserves better.
See, it deserves better. It can happen so very easily. The only thing you have to take a call is who's going to run the show in India. Who's the ultimate hockey federation responsible to run hockey affairs in India? And once you decide that, sponsors will come, money will come into hockey. We've been struggling to find a solution for the last 3 years, 4 years together. None of the players are convinced that there is no money or there is no money which can be available. It can be easily available. Please find a solution to the ultimate problem, that's which federation is going to run the show in India. And once you decide that, everything will start falling, everything will start falling automatically.
Certainly the administration and the administrative issues need to be addressed, and only then can players be taken care of, this national sport be given the kind of respect that is due to it as well. For the moment, Mr. Jagbir Singh, thanks very much for joining us, bringing us your perspective into this rather embarrassing story as far as the government is concerned, as far as these players involved are concerned as well as champions, but not treated fairly. Quick break here on the bulletin at this stage. On the other side, we'll shift focus to Imran Khan, who has filed a PIL against Maharashtra's decision to raise the legal drinking age to 25. We'll get you the details on that story in just a moment. Stay with us.